Welcome. My name is Robert Hawk, and I welcome you to Cooking the Hawk's Way. I'm going to be sharing with you my love of cooking, my love of food, and the recipes that I'm going to be making will be mostly healthy. I'm trying to do a modified version of the ketogenic diet. I've got some complications that does not allow me to do a full-on keto diet. I'm somewhat lactose intolerant, and I've also got a pretty serious nut allergy, so most of your almond flours and things of that nature just scare me, and I stay as far away from them as I can. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified of all our future videos. So for today, for our ground chuck, we've got a center cut chuck roast. I've got some top round and also some sirloin, and it should give us an 80 to 20 blend. I'm going to go ahead and cut them into 1-inch cubes, and then we're actually going to put them in the freezer for probably 20 to 30 minutes. I don't want them frozen, but I want them firm enough that when we put the grinding attachment on my mixer, that the fat and everything won't congeal. It'll nicely cut through. And so let's get started. Alright, so we've got these cubes done up in a nice way. I'm just trying to break them down so they'll go into our bowl and into the freezer for 20-30 minutes, just to firm them up enough so that the grinding attachment does what it's supposed to do. So we're going to go ahead and get our attachment and our meat out of the freezer. I can't stress enough, temperature is key when doing this. You've got to have your plate that you're going to be grinding through and the meat extremely cold. It'll work better. When it's firm, it will grind nicer than if it is room temperature. You do not want the meat to congeal. If you move it around and the fat starts to get where it's kind of stringy and not the right color, your meat has gotten too cold, or too warm, excuse me. So let's go ahead. You want to grind on this mixer, probably the second setting. You want to go fairly quick, but enough that it's not running too quickly, and you don't want to clog it up if it's too slow as well. Our meat is fairly firm. Go one more setting. And I've cut this into small cubes. Once again, this is a mixture of ground chuck, top round, and chuck roast. And I'm doing probably a medium grind, just because that's the way I like my fresh burger to be. And with what I've got here meat-wise, we're probably going to end up making probably 2.5 to 3 pounds of meat. We've got a nice consistency of marbled meat, as well as a mixture of fat. That it's in my estimate that with what I chose for cuts of meat, that we're going to be somewhere right around an 80-20 blend. The reason I like to grind my own meat, I can, number one, choose the cut of meat that it's made out of, and number two, I can control exactly or very close to the amount of fat content that's in the ground beef. That a perfect mixture is 80-20, and If you use steak, which in this case I used a center cut, and then I also used some top sirloin and some chuck that I'm grinding up here real nice. And the idea of that was I can get the right amount of marbling, and when I season it after I get it all complete here, we can go ahead and put these right on the grill. I'm making some sliders today, and the rest of this I'll actually freeze. We've got some vacuum packed bags, and we'll go ahead and freeze this and have it to use another day. But as you see, most of this meat is a nice, very pretty red color compared to a lot of the times you go to the grocery store and you pick out your ground beef and it looks nice and red, and you get it home and you open it up and the whole middle is brown because it was a couple days ago meat, and they just wrapped some red meat around it to hurry up and sell it real quick. And I like to know what is in what I'm eating. Okay, we're down to the end. It's just working itself through the auger there. Am I putting that meat in the freezer? It is plenty cold. My hand is about numb. We did quite a bit. I wanted to make plenty of this. And I like to use a combination of burger seasoning that is almost steak seasoning, and it's got a little smoky flavor to it. It just is what we prefer. Okay, we're going to take our mixture of meat here now and start forming it up. Like I said, we're making sliders, so I'm going to probably be making some smaller burgers and putting it into my 8-cup Pampered Chef batter bowl. And I've got 3 seasonings that I'm going to mix into these that I think will be perfect for what we're wanting to do today. I'm going to do a little minced onion, my burger seasoning, and a little bit of smoky mesquite. So after I washed my hands, because I did not want to be touching my seasonings with hamburger hands. I'm going to say for the amount of burger that I've got in there that I'm going to do probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of each one of these seasonings. This is a pre-mixed burger. I believe we got this at Aldi's, and really like the flavor. It's very similar to a steak seasoning. It really gives the hamburger a really good taste. And I've got the grill outside warming up. It ought to be plenty of temperature. Give us a really good quick sear on the outside while allowing the burger to be quite juicy on the inside. Now, you want to pack your burgers together firm enough that they'll hold together, but you don't want to squash them. You want to have some nooks and crannies inside your hamburger meat so that there's places for the juice to hang out and really give you a quite juicy and tasty little slider. Now we're going probably 1/2 inch thick, and I'd say probably 2.5 inches in diameter, because it's going to shrink up. There's a lot of fat content in there, but you want to stay consistent with what you've got. And I always try to take a section of parchment paper, stick on the counter, fold my burgers, and then I put them on my platter and use the parchment paper to keep them kind of separated. My love of homemade ground beef came from, in my hometown, we had a fruit market that half of the building was fruit market, fresh produce, the other half was a butcher shop. And you could go in there and they would cut your steaks, they would do everything basically to order. And I'd sit there and watch them actually grind the ground beef as you were standing there. They would take whatever cut you wanted and grind it for you. And it was a sad day when that place closed up. These smell really good. And I think we're going to end up with probably 6. Now we're doing the keto, so We probably will not eat the bun, but when we get these all put together after I grill them, we've got some Hawaiian style, the King's Hawaiian roll style bun that we're gonna put on there for to picture them in, just to kind of give it the final look. They were the lowest carb count we could find of any store-bought bread, and even at that, it was still 20 grams per bun. So for photo looks, we're going to have it there. We probably won't eat it, and we're looking into other alternatives. That our keto-friendly bread just didn't seem like a good option to go for a slider. We really like that bread, but it just didn't seem to fit the bill. And as it looks right now, this was the best option we could find. A lot of the store-bought breads, you're in 35, anywhere from 25 to 35 grams of carbs per bun. Okay, so question I have then is, if any of our viewers know of something that has a low carb count or almost none, tell us in the comment section. Let us know what you use. Let me go ahead and throw this in the sink and we'll be right back. And we've got the grill up to about 550, so it's going to be plenty warm. They should start sizzling almost immediately. And for what these are, we're going to give them 3 to 4 minutes per side. Alright, let's see if these are about ready to flip over. Oh, they're looking good. Smelling so good. Now, the one thing I didn't do that I probably should have done was put a little spray on the grill grates. But I think we're going to end up with a good final burger. Ouch. That was warm. I picked out the contestant I'm looking for. Okay, there you go. So I put some pickled jalapeno and onion on top of one of them. That I really enjoy that on my burger. I believe we are well done. Ready to not good. Not. I like to have some grilled jalapeno and onions on my burger, and we had a nice big jar. I make these myself, and I think we've already finished the jar I was looking for. I had to go get some more. I'd already put some on here, and in the process, when I was moving things around, dropped one of my big sections of onion right down inside the grill. Oh, that's the stuff. All right, I believe we are done. Those look really good. They smell amazing. We'll take these inside and actually build our burger. See you inside. Okay, so welcome back. So we're going to take, we grilled our bun so it would stand up to the weight and the juice and everything from this. I've got some butter lettuce, leaf lettuce. Clearly you can put cheese on this burger. Due to my challenges, I won't be putting cheese on today, but we're going to go ahead and build this up. I like a little bit of sweet relish on there with my jalapeno and my onions, and a little bit of ketchup, and then we'll get into this and take a bite. Top all this up here and mash it down real good. Man, doesn't that look good. Oh, I forgot my bacon. You can't forget the bacon. Gotta mash it down again. Oh. Jalapeno tried to escape. Now for TV purposes, I will take a bite and then I will eat the rest of this without the bun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Taste testers down here below wanting to know when he gets a bite. So I highly recommend, if you've got the time and you have the equipment, it is well worth grinding your own ground beef. Knowing what's in your meat, being able to make it and season it the way you want it, it's well worth it. It takes a little bit of time, it takes some effort, but in the long run, you can control what you're eating. The taste tester approved. We gave the dog a little bite of it. He loves it. And as always, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.